These moments are more than stories. They are lessons etched into history, showing us the transformative power of wisdom, compassion, and peace. Each event demonstrates the Buddha's tireless effort to alleviate suffering and guide others to enlightenment. Imagine a quiet deer park in Sarnath. The air is still, and 5 ascetics sit before the Buddha, skeptical but curious. The Buddha's voice is calm yet profound as he begins. There is suffering in life, but there is also a path to end it. He unveils the 4 noble truths, truths so universal that they resonate deeply. He outlines the Noble Eightfold Path, a practical guide to liberation. As he speaks, one ascetic, Kondana, feels a wave of clarity. He becomes the first enlightened disciple, marking the start of the Buddhist Sangha, a community that will carry these teachings to the world. Picture the majestic city of Rajagaha. A young king, Bimbisara, hears of a wandering sage and seeks him out. He finds the Buddha, serene and radiant with wisdom. "O great teacher," Bimbisara says, "guide me toward peace." The Buddha shares the truths of life, and the king, moved beyond words, offers the bamboo grove, Venuvana, as a place for the Buddha and his followers to live and teach. This moment marks the first royal patronage of Buddhism, giving the teachings a firm foundation. In a remote forest near Savatthi, fear grips villagers as they warn travelers of a violent bandit named Angulimala. The Buddha, unshaken, walks straight into the danger. Angulimala, wild-eyed and sword in hand, charges at him. But the Buddha's calm voice cuts through the chaos. "Stop, Angulimala. I have already stopped." The bandit is stunned. He listens as the Buddha explains that true stopping means halting harmful actions. Overcome with remorse, Angulimala throws down his sword and becomes a monk. From a feared killer to a compassionate practitioner, this transformation embodies the power of redemption. Now, journey to Kapilavastu, where the Buddha's family awaits his return. King Suddhodana, once skeptical of his son's path, is moved by the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha's son, Rahula, a young boy full of curiosity, approaches him and asks, "Father, what will be my inheritance?" The Buddha smiles and ordains Rahula, offering him the greatest legacy, the path to enlightenment. The transformation of his family showcases that even those closest to us can find spiritual awakening. Picture 2 armies, poised for battle on the banks of the Rohini River. Weapons gleam in the sun as tensions boil over a dispute about water rights. The Buddha steps between them, his presence commanding attention. What is more precious, water or human life? He asks. The soldiers lower their weapons, ashamed of their anger. Through his wisdom, peace is restored, and the 2 kingdoms reconcile. This act establishes the Buddha as a great peacemaker.
At Vesali, a woman named Mahapajapati Gotami, the Buddha's stepmother, stands before him, her head bowed in deep respect. She asks to join the monastic community. The Buddha hesitates at first but is moved by her unwavering dedication. "Very well," he says, establishing the Bhikkhuni Sangha, the community of nuns. This groundbreaking moment opens the doors of spiritual liberation to women, a revolutionary act in a patriarchal society.
In Shravasti, a crowd gathers, buzzing with skepticism. Critics challenge the Buddha, doubting his enlightenment. Calmly, the Buddha rises and performs the twin miracle. Flames and water emerge simultaneously from his body, a sight so extraordinary it leaves the doubters speechless. The crowd gasps, their doubt replaced with awe. Many become followers, realizing that the Buddha's teachings are more than words. They are rooted in an extraordinary mastery of the mind. Imagine a dusty street in Suravasti, where Sunita, a lowly street cleaner, bows his head in shame as the Buddha approaches. He expects to be ignored, as always, but the Buddha stops and looks at him with compassion. "Come, Sunita," the Buddha says. Tears stream down Sunita's face as he is invited into the Sangha. His journey from untouchable to enlightened monk shatters societal norms, proving the Buddha's message that all beings are equal in their potential for awakening. The streets of Rajagaha are in chaos. An enraged elephant, Nalagiri, charges toward the Buddha, released by the jealous Devadatta. The crowd screams, scattering in terror, but the Buddha stands still, radiating loving kindness. As Nalagiri approaches, his rage melts away. The great beast kneels before the Buddha, calm and peaceful. The crowd cheers, amazed by the power of compassion to conquer even the wildest of beings. Finally, we come to Kushinagar. The Buddha, now 80, lies between twin sala trees, his disciples gathered around him. The air is heavy with grief, yet the Buddha's presence is serene. All conditioned things are impermanent. Strive on with diligence, he says, offering his final teaching. As the Buddha enters parinirvana, the earth quakes and the trees bloom out of season, a tribute to his immeasurable impact. His passing is not an end, but a call to action for his followers to carry his teachings forward.